He looked around the courtroom nervously. His eyes met those of his ex-girlfriend, Caroline Ellison. She was about to testify, and with every word she was about to say, his carefully built world would come crashing down. By the end of her statement, he was finished. Just a year ago, Sam Bankman-Fried was the golden boy of crypto. His company, FTX, was worth $32 billion. Now, it was gone. Sam was facing 7 federal charges and up to 115 years in prison. The scene I'm describing, of course, is the trial of Sam Bankman-Fried. If you've been following this channel, you might remember our deep dive into the spectacular collapse of FTX, an unbelievable story of how a group of young misfits managed to engineer one of the biggest financial frauds ever, and even by political influence. Today, we're diving into the courtroom drama. Quick recap. FTX was founded in 2019 by Sam Bankman-Fried, also known as SBF. His then-girlfriend Caroline Ellison was running Alameda Research, a trading firm closely tied to FTX. Sam insisted FTX and Alameda were separate companies, but behind the scenes, FTX customer funds were being funneled to Alameda and recklessly spent. From the very beginning, FTX funneled consumer deposits directly into Alameda-controlled bank accounts, according to the Department of Justice and the SEC. Sam even personally borrowed more than $1 billion from Alameda, all funded by FTX customers. He also approved massive loans to his executives and even his own parents. On the surface, everything looked perfect. FTX was growing fast. By 2021, they had celebrity endorsements, a stadium with their name on it, and Sam was rubbing shoulders with politicians. But the cracks started to show. In September 2022, Bloomberg reported concerns about the relationship between FTX and Alameda. Then, on November 2nd, CoinDesk published a bombshell. $5.8 billion of Alameda's $14.6 billion in assets were tied up in FTX's own made-up crypto token, FTT. That revelation triggered a panic. Customers rushed to withdraw their money, but FTX didn't have it. Their deposits were already spent by Alameda. FTX froze withdrawals and filed for bankruptcy on November 11th, 2022. A month later, Sam was arrested in the Bahamas, extradited to the U.S., and placed under house arrest. Eventually, he violated bail conditions and was taken into custody again in August 2023. Fast forward to October 3rd, 2023. Sam's trial began in New York. There would be 2 trials, the second scheduled for March 2024. In the first, Sam faced multiple counts of wire fraud and money laundering. The government accused Sam and his associates of lying to customers, investors, and lenders while secretly siphoning billions in customer funds to Alameda. But where did the money actually go? Court records revealed shocking spending, risky investments, expensive acquisitions, paying down debts, political donations, celebrity endorsements, marketing blitzes, luxury jets, and a $40 million penthouse for Sam and his team. According to the SEC, many transactions weren't even properly documented. There's hope that about 90% of the lost funds might eventually be recovered for the victims. During the trial, Sam's defense painted him as a young, overwhelmed businessman who simply made mistakes. Maybe his risk management was poor, but he never meant to defraud anyone, they argued. Sam claimed he didn't even know FTX funds were being misused, until it was too late. His legal team placed much of the blame on Caroline Ellison, highlighting her incompetence and failure to hedge Alameda's risky financial positions. But Carolyn was ready to talk. She took the stand, and there was no one closer to Sam, no one who knew more. Carolyn and Sam had met at Jane Street, a trading firm where they both started their careers. In court, she was asked to identify Sam. She pointed. He's over there wearing a suit. Gone were Sam's trademark cargo shorts and black t-shirt. Today, he wore a gray suit and a purple tie. Prosecutor Danielle Sassoon asked Caroline, "While you worked at Alameda, did you commit any crimes?" Caroline replied simply, "Yes, we did." "And when you say we, who do you mean?" "I mean Sam and I and others," she said. "Fraud, conspiracy, money laundering." Caroline testified that it was Sam's decision to use customer funds to cover Alameda's losses. She also mentioned that Sam had once expressed ambitions to become president of the United States. Another surprising detail, Sam's obsession with his image. He reportedly refused to cut his hair because he believed looking crazy helped his public persona. Sam's lawyer later joked, "Maybe he was the worst-dressed CEO with the worst haircut, but that's not a crime." In the end, Caroline Ellison pled guilty to 7 criminal charges, including wire fraud and money laundering. She also admitted giving her own parents a $100,000 loan. Ironic, considering Sam's own parents were Stanford law professors specializing in legal ethics. Sam's parents attended nearly every day of the trial, and emails revealed they were deeply involved in FTX's affairs. Sam even once referred to FTX as a family business. At one point, Sam's father complained via email that a $200,000 salary was too low for advertising FTX. 2 weeks later, they received $10 million from Alameda and a Bahamas mansion. But perhaps Sam's biggest mistake wasn't the fraud itself. It was talking too much. Before his arrest, Sam did interview after interview, podcast after podcast, tweet after tweet. In the courtroom, prosecutors used his own public statements against him, repeatedly showing clips where Sam contradicted his defense. Former prosecutor Paul Tuchman summed it up. "If there's anything for Bankman-Fried to regret, it's not deciding to testify. It's the public statements he made before his arrest. He made the prosecution's job easier. And so, the jury didn't take long. After only a few hours of deliberation, they found Sam Bankman-Fried guilty on all counts." When the verdict was read, Sam showed no emotion. His parents clutched each other in despair. Sam gave them one small, resigned nod before being led away. Sam Bankman-Fried now faces up to 115 years in prison. Will he actually serve that long? Probably not, but his sentencing is set for March 28th, 2024. Until then, he remains incarcerated at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York. Once seen as the responsible face of crypto, the man who might have written the industry's rulebook, Sam Bankman-Fried, is now one of the most infamous criminals of the 2020s. And that is where the story stands.